Bridges. What are bridges? We daily use bridges to move from one part to the other part or from one region to the another region. We all know usually bridges are built over oceans or they are built over rivers. Now we have seen different types of bridges around us. Some of the bridges are with pillars below it. Some of the bridges, famous bridges like Howrah Bridge, are made by different beams arranged at different angles with no pillar at the bottom. We have also heard about Lakshman Jhula in India. Okay, now Lakshman Jhula is a type of rope bridge. Now engineers were very much curious to build new type of bridge having more sustainable power and more strength. So what they did, they replaced the rope bridge with the suspension bridge by considering high strength rope. So let us understand what exactly do we mean by suspension bridge. We are going to understand suspension bridge with the help of an hammock. Yes, hammock that is tied between the two trees. Now, whenever I'm going to consider an hammock, then if I'm going to consider or if I'm going to put a weight on the hammock, what happens? If I don't tie it to the tree, what will happen? If I'm going to hold it like this, then the weight which is felt is far much greater, or I can say the exact weight is felt and the gravitational pull is also felt. But what if I tie this hammock to two trees? Then the force, you can see the force is going in a resultant direction. This force will be resolved into two components. The first component will be the vertical component and the other component will be the horizontal component. It will happen on both the sides. Now, when vertical component and horizontal component are measured with the help of spring balance, then it is seen that the force acting vertically is exactly the half of the weight of an object which is placed on the hammock. Whereas the force which is experienced by the horizontal component is far much greater as compared to the vertical component. Means from this, the concept is clear that horizontal component plays a vital role in balancing the entire hammock. So the maximum force or maximum thing is bared by the horizontal component. Now, as horizontal component bears the maximum load, what will happen if I increase the load? If I am going to increase the load, again the horizontal component bears the maximum load. Now if it bears the maximum load, if I want to reduce the load on the horizontal component, then the engineers use the concept of suspension bridge, or they built a suspension bridge. Now what exactly is suspension bridge? Suspension bridge is same as this hammock. Now it is observed that as we increase the height, the horizontal force or the horizontal component or the force on the horizontal component reduces drastically. So whenever we build the height or whenever we tie it at a greater height, means there is more sag, then the force on the horizontal component reduces, thus increasing the strength and increasing the life of hammock or the bridge. So the modern suspension bridge is based on the same principle. If we are going to take example of a very famous suspension bridge, then you can see this bridge is also made on the same concept, where the ropes are used as suspensions. You can see two pillars here. These two pillars are built to maintain a good height, because as we increase the height, the horizontal force reduces. So these two pillars are there to increase the height. But there are certain disadvantages. If we increase the height more or after a certain extent, then the beam could sag. Okay, so we have to maintain even that thing. So if the beam should not sag, then the modern technology uses a beam of greater width. That the same concept is used in the London Bridge, where London Bridge is a suspension bridge and the beam is very large to sustain more load and avoid sagging. Now if you are going to see this bridge, you can see the ropes as suspension wires. You can also see some of the vertical ropes here. These vertical ropes are used to carry the load which are moving over the bridge to the suspension cables. So suspension bridge are the modern type of rough and tough bridges which has more strength and carry more load up to a long period of time. Now to increase the life of suspension bridge, you can see the same mirror image. So suspension bridge is open. So you can see at the center, if we get this suspension, then it is open exactly in the form of a mirror image, and those are nothing but the two ends of the suspension bridge. I hope the concept of suspension bridge is clear to you. Just have a look.